Welcome aboard the Port of London Authority's River Patrol boat Kew, as in Kew Gardens. We're on our way down the River Thames now from Tilbury landing stage down to London Gateway, DP World's new port on the River Thames. We're going to have a look at a ship called Maersk Mc-Kinney Moller. She's one of Maersk Line's triple E's. They are the biggest container ships in the world, along with quite a few others, although they don't actually carry the most. Triple E's carry 18,270 TEU, which is an awful lot of containers, but some other ships now carry over 19,000 TEU, so they're technically bigger. They're the same size in actual fact, but they've just made better use of the space. One of the things we want to do in this exercise is get up close and personal with these ships, because let's be honest, we don't realise just how big they are. 400 metres long, 59 metres wide, and they take 15 metres of water just to float. So we're alongside at Gateway. Behind me you can see MSC Antigua. Now that's a big ship, but it's nowhere near as big as the Maersk Mc-Kinney Moller behind. She's much larger. You can see the overall width of the ship standing well out from the quay. You can see just how high she is. If you were on the bridge at the right state of tide, you could hand the crane driver a cup of tea.
One thing I'd like to do today is give you an idea of the sheer scale of these ships. Seen against the quay, they look like a wall of steel. Seen passing a riverside or seashore viewpoint, there's rarely anything to compare them against to give an indication of the real size. But filmed from the 13.5 metre long queue, with my boots just half a metre above the water, you get a whole new viewpoint. We're travelling along the length of these ships at around 6 knots. That's just under 7 miles an hour. With MSC Antigua clocking in at around 300 metres long, and Maersk Mc-Kinney Moller at 400 metres long, with a biggish space between them, that's nearly half a mile of ship alongside the quay. Maersk Line's Triple E class of ship, like this one, were the world's first 400 metre long container vessels, and Maersk still have more of this size than anyone else. 20 sister ships, all in the same blue and cream livery. Each one can carry 18,270 TEU. That's 18,270 20-foot long boxes, or an equivalent in a mix of 20 and 40-foot long boxes. Park those containers in a single line and you'll have 69 miles of containers end to end. That's around the distance from Ipswich in Suffolk to the centre of London. In terms of weight, the Maersk Mc-Kinney Moller has what's called a dead weight of around 194,000 tonnes. That's a measure of the amount that she can carry, everything from fuel, crew and supplies to cargo. Unusually, she's driven by 2 engines when most ultra-large container ships just have the one, and the pair produce 43,000 horsepower each. When she's at sea, her optimum speed is 19 knots, that's 22 miles an hour. Maersk Line doesn't release fuel consumption figures, but some reports have said that Triple E's use as little as 150 tonnes of heavy fuel oil per day. Big shipping lines like Maersk Line fight fiercely to reduce the costs of operating vessels, essentially because all lines charge around the same amounts for carrying containers, so tightly controlling costs and making ships as economic to run as possible is the way to build profits. And what do they carry? The short answer is everything. Europe's manufacturing industries have shrunk so far that many manufactured goods come from the Far East. Mobile phones and all other electronic devices, almost all clothing, toys and games, furniture, machines, engines and pumps, footwear, and so much more. There's also some food and drink in the mix. Although the UK's two largest container ports are Felixstowe and Southampton, this port, DP World London Gateway, is brand new. It's only been in business for a couple of years and is still trying to win major traffic from global shipping lines. During 2016, it will open its third berth able to accommodate this size of ship, and many shipping industry experts believe that this year will see it announce its first major east-west service. Port of London pilots who bring these huge vessels into the Thames from the North Sea and back out again have been training intensively to handle what they believe will be a growing number of them visiting this new port. With the wind blowing hard down Sea Reach against the rising tide, it's bumpy aboard Q and we've finished photography, so Ian can push the throttles ahead and take us back to the landing stage. It's been a good afternoon afloat for us, and I hope I've explained a bit more about the UK's marine traffic and the ships and ports that operate it. Keep in touch with www.shippingtv.co.uk for more about the world of ships and shipping.